On April Fool's Day, Volkswagen trolled the leftist media. They advertised they were to rebrand as Volkswagen. As the media never fact-check these days, they just use the story. Now the so-called journalists are in tears complaining Volkswagen lied to them. But everyone knows the left can't take a joke. At the White House, someone has been biting people and shitting on the carpet. So far there are 3 suspects. These dogs are pack animals and obviously showing who is more dominant.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in charge. You take care of the car.
The same as these school kids this week. With a protest that first started against their school uniforms. They also ripped down the flag of the United Kingdom and set it on fire, saying they have nothing in common with it. My advice to the headmaster: expel anyone that does that from the school. Get rid of any leftist teachers that fill these kids' heads with Marxist rubbish. Then teach them about the Enlightenment and why it's so important in the Western world and less important in the places these children want to be part of, that still stone women and throw gay people off roofs. Teach them how much the UK sacrificed not for themselves but for the world. Teach them every invention that's come from the UK and how it has been so important to what the world stands for these days. Show them the importance of freedom, liberty and justice. Then maybe teach them about what happens to people in these countries, like Muslims in China, to gay people in Africa and how women are treated in Pakistan. Sesame Street now has puppets depicting black people, even if all the other puppets were various other colors that people aren't. Here is their prototype for their new Chinese character. In New York, a black man brutally beat a 65-year-old Asian woman on her way to church, while 2 black security guards just watch and do nothing. Leftist media and politicians blamed it on white supremacy. Just like this idiot. Mohammed Anwar, a hard-working Uber Eats driver, and father of 3 died after 2 black girls aged 13 and 15 tried carjacking his car. Thousands of people did not take to the streets and Black Lives Matter are silent. Then again, it's probably the fault of white supremacy. On the TV show The Real Time with Bill Maher, Democrat and former North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp called actress Gina Carano a Nazi, because you're a Nazi if you don't want hate between the left and the right. The Evening Standard posted a video on YouTube. An interview with Soma Sarah, founder of Everyone's Invited. She is saying that there is a rape culture in the UK. There were more dislikes for the video than likes, and 1 comment. The comment asked why is she not reporting on the grooming gangs in this country? Asking for the demographics of the attackers. Because like in Sweden these figures have seemed to have risen in the last several years, so it would be interesting to see the similarities of what has changed across Europe in that time. She also blames lads' chat in pubs they have about women and also the porn industry. Not understanding women's chat about men is probably on the same level if not worse. Maybe try hanging out in normal groups of people rather than your left-wing, soy-filled, Guardian-reading groups and you will see that there is nothing evil or horrible about it, it's just normal banter. In fact I will even pay for both of us to go up to Newcastle and have a Saturday night in the big market, and you'll see it's just what normal people talk about, no malice, no victims. It would also be interesting if she's ever scoured fans only. And ask, who are the victims there? The women showing their bodies for free, or the men paying £20 a month? Not even a day later, the dislikes were switched off, and comments hidden. David Curtin tried asking for the figures of the grooming gangs in London, asking why they are not published. But was silenced by Sadiq Khan and his cronies. Something I'm sure Soma Sarah and the Evening Standard will get right onto at any moment. Perhaps? Maybe? Okay, doubtful. Yeah, you're right, probably not. George Floyd's dealer has claimed the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment is the right to refuse to answer any questions or make any statements that could be used in a criminal proceeding to help establish that the person committed a crime. We know it was the several types of drugs in his system and COVID that killed Floyd. Not the correct training method of controlling the body via the neck. Black Lives Matter remain silent. Because the likes of President Biden, Disney and the BBC to name a few are so disliked, YouTube has decided to turn off the dislikes for their videos in order to hide the truth and show the numbers of people that are against their communist narrative. Intolerant assholes went absolutely apeshit this week when a teacher at a school in Batley drew a picture of the Prophet Muhammad. Religious zealots turned up en masse at the school ordering the teacher to be sacked. However, none of these people gathered to complain about the mass rape of any white working-class girls. A Roman Catholic church in London was shut down during a Good Friday service on the grounds it broke COVID-19 lockdown rules limiting the size of congregations by the Met Police. They should have had the service outside of the school in Batley as police didn't move that crown on. Two-tier policing depending on what religion you are? Who's to say? A report came out this week proving that the UK is not racist, and a lot more white people in the UK die in police custody than any other race. Over the last 10 years, 164 people have died in police custody. Of which 141 were white, 13 were black, and 10 were other. Because it does not fit with the white-hating, communist agenda of Diane Abbott and Sadiq Khan, they are both in tears over this. Figures show that 150 serving Metropolitan Police officers are convicted criminals. That's just the Met. How many in other parts of the country? How many are receiving bribes from criminals? Especially when you see stories like this when a policeman has 2 accusations of rape against him and police are not doing anything about it. It's weird, as it's hard to think of policemen being rapey.
Hey! Why does it have to be this way? Can't tell me go, can't tell me to say. Just one of those days.
Perhaps not. A CNN reporter has claimed that it is impossible to tell a child's sex at birth. And these people actually get paid to be reporters, to do research and report the truth. Well, dipshit, here's some news you might want to look into.
Yeah?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Well, you taught them the basics. That's important.
Have a great Easter, everyone. Thanks again for watching, and sorry for all the typos on the music version this week.